Greetings, mortals. I am Natas, the ruler of the underworld, and today we will be reacting to the newest chapter of Black Clover, chapter 362, titled Transmission. So, yeah, this is gonna be one of the more dialogue heavy chapters, and considering the title and, let's say, rather limited number of dialogues that characters in Black Clover have very often, I feel like this is gonna be one of those, a lot of sucking someone's part about how great and amazing and all that type of stuff they are. But we'll get into that, and hopefully we're not gonna get into that because I do not want to go through this again. Again, we will not be having that issue, but let's see what we're going to be getting anyways. So we have the sake, the heavens and earth of the kingdoms tremble. How is the king holding up? As we get a close of the king having a freak out and probably pissing his pants, he's like, yeah! What the hell's going on? Whatever is it, you all must protect me no matter what! Didn't this guy say that he has like amazing magic or something? I mean, yeah, that's the joke. He's such an idiot and just a numbskull and one step below celestial dragons, if we're being totally honest to ourselves. But he thinks he's so great with his magic and all that. But I do like have to straight up ask, like, what the hell does this guy even like? What the hell is this guy do? Is he not aware that he's a weakling or something? Because he said he would protect, but like everyone was protecting him. But whatever. Like, why was he even included? Anyways, then we get like a shot or upscale shot of the main area where everyone is, as we see a few of the buildings that went into the air. And then we get the next panel where we see Kaiser getting punched in the face by Lucius. You know, how does Kaiser must be feeling at this point? Like, realistically speaking, how does Kaiser must feel at this point? Because every time he does anything, he's one thing, he's already a fucking retired Magic Knight, so he shouldn't even be here, logistically speaking. But now that he's back to from retirement, all he does is gets punched in the face. Because that's all that seems to happen at this point with him. Like, there's nothing that he does. Like, the great shield of the Clover Kingdom. Well, if he is a great shield, then your shield fucking sucks. Which actually kind of reflects a lot of the characters in terms of how much damage they take. Just saying, all of them just seem to have like skin deep damage with a bit of blood instead of any kind of serious broken limbs or that type of stuff, or even that like severe like limbs being ripped apart or something. It's literally just like either you bleed a little bit or you get a hole in your stomach. That's literally the only damage you get if you're in Black Clover. But regardless, we have some of the purple orcas screaming Captain Kaiser as Kaiser hits the wall because again, that's all that Kaiser does. Just gets owls. Imagine, but that's also the purple orcas do. Like, purple orcas really became worthless and meaningless after they stopped, being the villains of the story. But yeah, anyways, after that this embarrassing display, we have some of the civilians be like, the Wizard King! As we get a full body shot of one of the Lucius that just defeated Kaiser. As there we have some of the, I think, civilians saying, what the, his appearance, it's Julius Sama is leading the enemy. I see, so all this time he's been missing because he was our enemy all along. What? Oh, it's this question. This feels like the people are reacting for the first time, but I'm pretty sure, even especially the nobles, were actually aware that the main enemy is apparently Lucius or something. I mean, they knew Julius or something. I don't know. It's just kind of weird how they are reacting to it. Like this is the first time they're seeing it. I mean, to be fair, maybe it was just that one was just more of a rumor, but still, it's kind of weird how that's how they were stating it. Especially since you'd think this would have been said beforehand to explain. But anyways, he has a purple orca screaming, "Everyone, run away!" As I think he's sending an attack, but attack be sending a dam, as someone's going, "Yeah!" As then we see a bunch of like civilians up in the. I think on those islands that were ripped from the ground. As then we have the civilians be like, "Enough! It's useless. It's already over. We're all as good as that." Again, the Clover Kingdom the Black Clover civilians having a very, very limited uh, cap- ability to have any hope. Like they get always used as soon as they even are what looks like to be losing. But yes, anyways, then we have Mox appearing because I guess Toronto remember that he exists because again he basically disappeared even though you'd think his reaction would appear beforehand. As there are Mox trying to speak with everyone, we get like this shot of the Clover Kingdom as we have a bunch of the bubbles showing up everywhere. And Mox says, "Citizens, please listen to me." As then we get Mox having a bit of a flashback to what Julius told him. I'm guessing sometime after he became, I think sometime when he became the Wizard King because he still had the other deer ropes, and I think I think it was, okay. I haven't seen the new movie, the sword movie, all that, but I think it's the way when I saw the first like 5 minutes of it, I believe, on that was on the Netflix YouTube channel. I think it was there that Julius, or at least Julius was gonna be the next Wizard King while they were dealing with him. So it was like he was still in his robes, but he was already aware that he would be taking over. But there's some time period on that Julius told Marx, information itself is the most powerful weapon. So, and there may come a time when your magic can help us more than anyone else. Don't try to become One Piece here, Black Clover. We all know you're not on this level yet. Information is the most powerful weapon. Please. Half the time it's just knowing, if you mean information in terms of where you can get a powerful spirit, then definitely that information is very needed because that's pretty much all how you win these battles currently. So yeah, anyways, there we have Max having like a bit of a teary-eyed face as he thinks of Julius Sama. And then Mom starts to speak as it's like I kind of feel like a bit of a more health-wise reducing the art style for Black Clover because I mean it's kind of hard to tell when it's just like down because it doesn't because there was not exactly anything specific that has to be in the background or when there's a reason for it. But regardless, Mark starts to speak with the Wizard King's body has been possessed by the enemy. As everyone knows, his power is absolute. He's the most powerful enemy, and yet even knowing this, there are those risking their lives and fighting for the sake of our country. The power levels again in Black Clover are weird and inconsistent, unless you could say and say high, but the other times they're like supposed to still not be bigger. But regardless, Mars does kind of talking about him, Mark tells him, not only that, but one of them has already defeated the Wizard King once. As we see, beating that previous one, so I guess there was a purpose why that clone had to be so definitely defeated. To demonstrate that there is still hope. Yeah, one is one thing, but an army is not completely different. As then we have also saying, I'm sure many of you already know who he is. As then we get a shot of Mimosa as she finally appeared, so I guess she didn't go to the Witch's Forest to help Asta. We haven't seen her in the last chapter, but I would not be surprised if he just forgot to draw her in. But now we have it confirmed, no, she didn't go there. She is in the Clover Kingdom with her squad as she should be. As then we have Mimosa time to speak, because everyone except Nero must get her hero moment, her epic moment, as Mimosa is going to be the one to give us already stated information to just hype up another character that we already know for the 8 billionth time, because for some fucking reason none of these characters can do more than repeating the same fucking thing over and over again. Not that to say I'm innocent of that, but still, you think there'll be a bit more of a change in dialogue. But I get it, there's a reason for it, I get it, but still. I get it, just constantly suck each other's dick. What the hell's up with that? Anyways, I have Mimosa saying, I am of the royal family, Mimosa Verminen. I belong to the same brigade as the Golden Dawn. He's achieved countless military victories. And possesses a 4-leaf clover grimoire. His name is Yuno. And possesses 2 grimoires. And is the prince of the Spade Kingdom, but I guess that information should be kept hidden. As she tells that he's been with us since the beginning. All this time, he's been fighting and growing stronger to become the Wizard King. As you see some of the civilians looking at that shot as one woman's like, Yuno-kun, as the other man's like, he was the number 1 rookie. Wasn't it Asta? I mean, the truth is, it's been a while since we got that, like, that, royal, that, kind of the rankings and all that system that we got, the Magic Knight system that ranks them. But I think, wasn't, I am probably forgetting, but I feel like Asta was ranked higher than him. It's just that the Golden Dawn already had higher number of stars, so it was like a new point. Like, we already have the highest number, and then we have Yuno who's performing just as well. So even if Asta was able to get them to number 2, but it's not like they were able to completely take everything. But maybe I'm just forgetting. Like, I can totally see me just remembering. But yeah, anyways, then we see real and forgivable Magic Knights still being standing and still going to battle. I mean, gotta say, at least for real is not getting knocked out this point. Like, when we have Jack and Kaiser getting beaten around like nothing, and even for Golda is just being useless as always. It's weird how to see real still going up at it, and for Gil again, it's still like seemingly still able to go there. But yeah, regardless, then we have him also saying, with all the other captains, he's leading the Magic Knights as we speak, still fighting, still protecting. Well, not really leading, just kind of being the best they have when it comes to being Lucius. As there we have also saying, many wounded Magic Knights have come to me for aid, but not so far, not a single citizen has been seriously injured. They still come to me for healing, but they are not seriously injured. That's all. There's a difference in injury. Oh, of course, this Magic Knight should be more injured. As there we see like a bunch of random Magic Knights on the ground. Which is a question, why is Mimosa, is it just because Mimosa like the only healer in Black Clover right now? I mean, I know she's not, I know there is Dr. Owen, and I think one of the servants in the Silver family had a really high heal, also had healing magic. And I think Kaiser even mentioned in one of the philologs that they have, well, not phil, non-canon, like whatever the arcs that were between in the anime between the Heart Kingdom arc and the Spade Invasion, so the one in between, those parts. I think as instead they have healing mages, but at this point it really starts to feel like Mimosa is like the only one that knows healing, which is fine because we're probably gonna be introduced to like 5 billion other cabs that have healing magic. Check so the cabs can still stand. But regardless, we have Mimosa saying, thanks to Yuno's magic, all citizens should be able to use more magic power than usual. Please use that power to run and to live. As we see some guy like checking his magic, like, yeah, there's more powerful. Although to be fair, this guy always seems like a noble, so he probably had a high magic already. So I gotta be honest, I do have to agree with Mimosa. It's better that these civilians are using these powers to like run away and keeping themselves safe there than going to battle. Like that would be honest. It's just like these guys have no training, no experience. Like even if they participate, they'll be doing worse than the actual Magic Knights. If we're being honest ourselves, because again, like experience and all that does matter to a degree. And I doubt the power boosts enough to really change the battle with these guys. Although I could also see these guys later participating in combat as well, but so far they haven't. Or at least that's not the desire from them. But yeah, anyways, then we have him also saying, in order to be saved, you also have to be willing to save with others. So yeah, the nobles and those guys should also be helping the peasants, because again, if you guys, I mean, you guys are not helpless here, and you think the peasants are gonna be any more helpful? So I get that, as we see like one guy who also looks like a noble and another lady, not certain if she's a noble as well, but she's like holding her child. And then also says, the power to protect, the power to live is stronger than anything else. Well, he then use the power of friendship, it's the strongest thing in the world, but whatever. As then we have Mimosa thinking of, isn't that right? Asta-san? Of course, Asta is still her mind even though there's an insane crisis. And all that stuff. As then we have Mimosa ending her speech with, so please don't give up. So yeah, also it seems like Mimosa is about to start crying, but she didn't, so yeah, it's a nice little scene here. No, luckily this isn't an overkill scene and dick sucking for Yuno and Asta, but it's still, admit it's a pretty good scene. Which, funny enough, I think a couple months, no, a year. I feel like a couple, 1 year ago. I don't know exactly when. It was like a theory about maybe the Vermilions, namely Mimosa, were actually like the real, like the ones who should technically be the ones on the throne, like the most direct ones. Like I think this was like somewhere in the, I don't know when that was, but yeah, I remember hearing a theory that maybe Mimosa and Kirsch were like supposed to have been like more should be closer so to the royalty. So maybe this like foreshadowing for it. Because again, like the king is useless. He does nothing. He just screams and acts like an idiot. He's probably sucking his thumb and holding on to two of his ladies right now instead of doing anything useful. So maybe this is like either a hint to it that at the end of the story, Mimosa is gonna become the Clover Kingdom queen or something. I mean, I personally always felt that it would make more sense for Nozel to be king of the Clover Kingdom, with Dorothy as the queen. That's to like kind of represent the future, since Mimosa is kind of like, not to discredit Mimosa, but I kind of feel like Nozel makes more sense than anything else. But maybe it's just it was Mimosa was chosen because we know her and would feel more impactful if she gives this speech than if Marx had all the way through. Since again, people barely care about Marx. I mean, to others, what I seem to have forgot about Marx at some point. The fact that he just shows up in this chapter when his magic is convenient. There we see some citizens. I kind of want to say they're commoners, by their looks of them, who are kind of like, or kind of agreeing with her and going with that. As there we have some epic character, badass character, standing his through as he says, "Everyone, all hold off the enemy, so make a run for it." As we see, this person is Sake. Oh yeah, Saka is finally going to be around. He's finally going to do it. He's getting his buggy moment, everyone. He's finally doing what Jesus Buggy and God Usopp have been doing for years now, being legends. As then we get some random Green Mantis member saying Sake! As then we have Sake using his almighty bronze creation magic Super Sake Magnum Cannonball! As he creates his those orbs with a little, well, with those like exit points for shooting, and with three others as well to shoot at this person. And he screams "Whoa!" As we see those weird golem-like angelic creatures just shooting it and hitting him through bronze magic and striking him. As we have the other agreement, this man was again screaming "Sake!" As we see Sake on the ground, only knocked out. Like logistically, this is I would say consistent post game. Like Sake really shouldn't be able to put better effort against this in any of the like other characters like Soul and that mushroom guy, but still, and worthy effort. And it's again consistent if nothing else. Like again, Black Clover's an issue with stuff where characters just kind of can do anything as soon as they like just can do pretty much anything. So seeing at least that one time it's like like realistic, like Seka, even if he trained spent every single day training since the end of the Spade arc, and being able to handle one of these golems would be very unlikely. As they have Sakai on the ground, as he's coming through, thinking himself, I knew becoming strong wouldn't be easy, but still, I tried to get stronger. Then we get a few flashbacks of Sakai training, well, one panel and two shots of him training, as in Sakai is like, being a man and starting back up, is like, ugh, and that's why he, as he remembers Asta's moment in the Spade arc when he was all beaten but still and not even fully healed, but he still like stood up and go up against Lucifero as he I think I'm not sure if he remembers or if he's saying that himself as it said, I'm not done yet. I can still stand. I can still fight. As they have this nice panel of Saka as he's beaten, bloody, one of his eyes is almost closed, and his hair is all ruined, and he says, as he thinks of, just like Asta. And now there's Asta dick suck. Because that's all that Black Clover does, let's be honest. It was so here. As then we see the Lucy as copy that's going up against, as one is ready for his replacements. Which kind of reminds me of Transformers Cyberverse in their final special where Tarn, I believe, was just using the other perfect Decepticons in like a row. Every time Optimus would beat one, the other one would take his place, like just kind of for entertainment purposes. As we have Lucius now saying, such sophistry. No matter how desperately they struggle, the result won't change. Why? Why? Why do you think not? Things have already changed multiple times. Clearly, things could change, unless if you have some other ace up your sleeve. As then we have Yuno getting his smirk back, as he just thinks about something for a bit, and then he responds to him with, "Is that so?" So he's scratching the results really will not change. So we have to see how things are gonna turn out. If this is gonna be like one of those actually if the villain wins, or if it's going to be, one of those. It's same thing as in the Spade Arc with the heroes just gonna win this quantification. Then we cut through some lands as we cut to the Land of the Rising Sun country as we have Asta there standing as Asta asks Uryu, where are the others? As we have Uryu saying as he uses his eye and states, they should be getting ready on the other side. And now, I'm not sure that's which I'm guessing means the Black Bulls. Now, not worry is that we don't seem to be seeing anyone from the Ryuzen 7, but we might see them enter later. I don't know. Again, it's not we get like again, they might be to the side waiting as well. Again, it's unclear where they are. It just means they're not in the panel right now. And then we have, we could have a flashback. Like, what we might be doing is we're gonna have a panel when Asta enters. He has all of the Ryuzen 7 and maybe Iryu himself as well if he's gonna participate at the there. And in the next chapter after that panel, we will have like a flashback where they all say, "You don't think we're gonna let you leave? You don't think about us coming alone as well? We have to take it down." Although to be fair, the way the spell was explained might just be that Asta alone will be able to be teleported there. And when you check it, as he was like, "Oh no, this guy is." I get it, man. This guy's also a paladin or something. But regardless, then we get to back to the witches' forest as we have Velas be like, "All right, first things first." Well, and then we get looking at the port that's being created, and then it dissipates. It goes away. I don't know. I think it is supposed to be that it dissipates, or maybe it's just a magic pressure. I'm not sure exactly what they notice, or maybe it's just some kind of destruction, or again unclear. As we have Locke and Magna reacting to someone's presence, as Magna's like, "This magic, could it be?" As then we see Paladin Damnatio with 5 of those giant golem things behind him, appearing as he says, "For disturbing world order, I shall deliver justice unto your evil." Well, at least he didn't dick suck Lucius. As we have end of chapter, as Naren says, Damnatio has arrived! Not certain that's really that epic and badass. Not to disrespect Damnatio, but he's not exactly the most oh shit, Damnatio is here characters, if you know what I mean. But yeah, he's in his paladin form, which okay, I'm not sure if this is like part of his normal outfit, or this is just like extended because of the paladin transformation. I do think, or maybe this is just the spade variant of his outfit. Similar to it's the Lily kind of wore the spade version of the non outfit. But his outfit seems to have like a big, those things on their shoulders there seem to be bigger, as well as the collar around it seems to be also bigger. Again, not that that's supposed to be taken as a, the whole, again, not sure this is supposed to be taken more as just the expansion because of the paladin transformation, especially since I think his previous outfit was not that large, the one we actually saw when, that tiny panel, that when he was this tiny. next to Lucius. So yeah, he also has like 4 horns coming out of it, which seem to be more like a staff or some kind than like actual horns. And then he also has his wings, which weirdly enough look like paladins didn't have like the most logical wings, but these ones look even weirder because they look more like kind of like imagine butterfly parts of butterfly wings, but instead of being all together, they're like this is like a giant kind of distance. Like let me try to thi- this is this is kind of how the wings kind of look like, really weird shaped. I mean, to be fair, it's not like the wings were the best shape when it comes to patterns, but it's kind of like a weird abstract shape to it. So yeah, that's it for the chapter. The Nation is here, going to fight the Black Wolves, which I'm not exactly the most intimidated by. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Nation is a powerful character. I mean, don't okay. The Nation to me, in the power scaling sense, would be he's kind like Kaiser. I put him in the same kind of group as Kaiser, where yes, they are like just what you would consider a captain. Like you could beat them. Like they're not that difficult. They're not like the power ones, but you would put him. Like he's an unofficial captain for those generic green robe magic knight. That's what I consider him. So seeing him show up is not the most intimidating, especially since everyone except for the I'm just gonna say 3 strongest guess members of the Black Bulls is there. Except for Yami, Asta, and Noel, everyone's there, and I really don't see if the nation, even Paladin from the nation, would even be able to defeat them. I mean, granted, there might be some other things like I could see, like Vanessa not being able to enter because Vanessa and Phil not being able to participate because of the portal. You could make a maybe this is gonna be like the Sakura moment, like beating him because again she was also in that trial and all that type of stuff. So I could see her be going to have her moment here. Although again, with his magic, I do have to question if like the thing about like maybe the idea is that he'll just dispel everyone's magic with his scale, and then the golden spheres are gonna do the damages again. But like again, the Nation doesn't really I think have that many attack things he can do. I'm not remember exactly what I don't. I think his scale magic does have other things. Like I think it can push you down if it finds you immoral enough, or it doesn't follow him. Maybe that's what he can do. But I don't think he himself can do much in an actual fair fight. So if Magnet gets those like chains on him and like goes into a boxing match against him, I don't really think Nisha can really do much on that side, unless if he actually got a devil that gives him magic power instead of just boosting his already existing magic power. Like how Heath and Yule just seem to have gotten the devils with the same magic attributes, just boosting their already existing. But yeah, that's it for my reaction for this chapter. The next chapter, I'm guessing it's gonna be a fight between the Black Bulls and the Natio. That's my assumption, anyways. But anyways, I hope you guys like this chapter action. Leave your thoughts in this chapter in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.